So today might be some breaking stuff going on, so that's good. Because my mom watches the news all the time, you know. Uh, she's watching the news all the time, and then she's like, "Well, I have to go to the doctor today because my blood pressure." Yeah, that's what they want, though. They want to kill us all with their news. But she did say there is OAN is just putting it out there. They're just disclosing all sorts of stuff. So, the genie is out of the bottle, if you ask me, because even once it's just on one, even though the other main ones can continue to repress this information, there's going to be all these little leaks, stuff goes viral. People start sharing all of these little sound bites and stuff like that on all these other social media platforms, and it just spreads like wild. So they're not going to be able to. And they're just going to look foolish. But this is that time, too, when I was telling my mom this morning after she told me, I said, it's kind of like that show that used to be on, I don't know, maybe it's still on, I think it was called Survivor. And I just remember, I didn't watch it or anything, but I remember hearing, this is when I started hearing about alliances, and that there would be these alliances that would form, and then they'd form secret alliances over here, and there was all this, backstabbing secret alliances against one another and stuff like that. And that's basically what has been going on. So it is kind of funny now, because now we're going to, I feel like it's that part where we're going to start seeing which side are you on anyways. It's going to start becoming clear, I think, which side someone's on. And, that's the thing, is it is a real side, it's the side between dark and light, because this is the splitting apart, so there's people choosing that dark energy. And most of us want the light. We want something different. We don't want this heavy, oppressive, controlling, one thing too is, I was thinking, because there's a lot of stuff going on with the money, and people are expecting it to just at any moment to just go. And with the inflation and stuff, like there's I guess be watching for the exchange rate with Iran and Iraq. There's going to be some significant things there that is going to show us, but our money is nothing anymore. Yeah, you can throw it up in the air and rain it down, and it still has no value. Like, doesn't matter. You can lay it on your bed all over it and get naked all over your money. It won't matter. It has nothing, no value anymore, because it was counterfeit. I just thought that was so appropriate. Fiat, the fiat system, because it was only for them. But what they did was create this sense of lack. Like we're all going into this where people feel like there's not enough. Only certain people have enough. It's caused, like, when you get this division like that of, the two, I'm thinking of like in Downton Abbey, that the upstairs and the downstairs, when you create that, then you kind of put the people into a position that is very difficult to get out of. And, what's even more crazy is that in the whole scheme of things, the upstairs is very, very small group of people, while the downstairs is filled up hostel, And you're lucky if you get in the hostel. Some people are intense. Some people are on the sidewalk. This is a rough time. And it's just getting rougher. And, once this stuff starts going down, it's going to continue to be rough, because so many people are so brainwashed, and them coming out of that is going to be intense. Like, I know somebody right now who is cannot see at all what is in the mirror holding up to them. They can't see it at all. And, I don't know. I even went so far as to say this morning to my mom, I was like, I wonder how many people who are vegan, who also had these, are the most brainwashed people, because you know how they know with the chemicals and stuff of chemical interactions, then they would know these chemicals are going to react this way with these people. That's what they're always testing on us. I mean, that's been for a long time, and they've gotten good at it. I mean, if anybody thinks they haven't gotten good at it, then they don't know a brainwashed person. I haven't tried to talk to one. That's all I can say. If you have any in your family or your friends or whatever, people who are close to you, because a lot of people, they just push those people away. But some of these people are, our kids. So it's not that time to just be like, well, you're too stupid. Bye. You try and do everything you can to, like, come on, spark something in there. And they're just so willing to surrender to the control. But that disconnect goes further in some other areas of people's lives. Even when, months and months ago, when I was talking about the situation about that gate thing, and how it kept being open and she couldn't see it. She was relying on her camera system, which, I think that we've all seen, that we can be tricked with the illusion and with our eyes like this. That they're constantly tricking us. It's very easy to think like you see something and it isn't what it really is. So, I mean, right now, we're in such a huge, huge thing of that, like, is mind-boggling. What was I was hearing an old thing this morning. It's just like my whole YouTube thing is flooded with either meditation music or these this couple of stations I've talked about over the last few weeks. All of a sudden it was just like bombarded with all of these clips from all of these different alternative. I would say that the people who are trying to get the truth out there are more like alternative news, and they all got washed off of YouTube. So they all went on to all different platforms, had to move platforms, all sorts of things, and a lot of them had followers that they'd had a long time. I was new to that whole group of people. I had only found them when I was researching, trying to find information about, all the lies that were going on in the beginning of 2020 when I first went into quarantine. So, all those people have, over this time now, they have, they've got quite a community, and there's a lot of, a lot of them have really good intel. They share intel. So you can go to certain ones and you can get a lot of information of what's going on. Some people get too caught up in dates and, like, there starts being arguments over, how many people have really been to Gitmo, and it's this and this. Everything is such an illusion. Some of this stuff doesn't matter. What matters, use your head and your eyes. You can look. Start taking pictures of people. Look at the pictures, old pictures and new pictures. You start going, okay, that's not the same person. Those pictures are different people. They don't want us to notice that. They just want us to, just not question what we're shown and what we're told. But, I'm being bombarded right now with all those, but there's so many that I already know all of the stuff that they're talking about. But there is some updates, but a lot of this stuff is a lot of older information, but a lot of good information for the people who are just waking up, because they all need to be aware of how deep this really is. the deepness. It's very deep. And, so anyways, there's going to be a lot that's going to keep happening. Like right now, I'm guessing, who knows, everything has moved so much slower than what I thought. But also there's the positive side to that is, like, look how much we have learned about our reality over this slow, painful process, and the depth that they can control our minds. That is what is like, oh my gosh, that is what I think is, I'm not shocked by all of the greed or the perversion. I've seen that my whole life. I'm not shocked by that. I'm not shocked by people with no integrity. I've seen that. I'm not shocked by a lot of things, but you know, and I knew that they were doing mind control on people. I know about the, you know, the people who go out and do these false flag shootings, you know, that they're all under this mind control. It's all about this constantly keeping us in fear and controlled. Maybe they just did that one that day just because, you know, I'm just trying to think of some different antidepressants, but sales were down on antidepressants. So we got to just, you know, poke the fire a little bit. Let's do a false flag. So, you know, but the depth now to see, I mean, my own kids don't listen to anything that comes out of my mouth. I am just this crazy religious fanatic, which I'm not religious, but I'm a crazy religious fanatic, racist, which that happened overnight. All of this stuff, you know, that they've lumped me into this category of, you know, we'll tolerate her because she's our mom, but, you know, she's one of them. We don't need these. The divide is so spectacular right now, like when you see both sides. But, yeah, they are not at all. And that's the part that I think has been the most profound to me is, you know, I was a mom who was there. I did stay home. I did think, you know, my kids should go to college. And I was a freaking progressive, liberal, and all that stuff. So, I don't know. It's as soon as you step out of that narrative, as soon as you don't, you know, continue that, it's all propaganda. It's all indoctrination. It's all just a narrative for an agenda, though. It's a dark agenda. You know, that's fine and dandy. You know, you want to control the world. We should still have the opportunity to say, hey, we're going to move out here and we're going to be off the grid. We're going to take care of ourselves. We'll fend for ourselves. Thank you very much. You know, we should have that be acceptable. You know, we're free human beings. They can't just hold us captive. That's the part. And to do it with so much manipulation of the mind and use so much programming into these things in their houses and stuff, that's what is, but, you know, how they've done this in families and created so much division, you know, it's shameful. But, you know, we could see it coming. We could see that disrespect coming, that division, that generational division, you know, with the Simpsons. I've said that so many times, but that to me, that just showed right there. I grew up on, you know, Ozzie and Harriet. You respect the adults, you respect, you know, you think about what's right. We would even have programming on TV, like commercials that were to teach us about morals and stuff. And then it just switched to parents are doofuses. They're idiots. They can't take care of themselves, much less you. You're the smart one in the house. And yeah, now we see where that got us. Yeah, it didn't turn out so well, did it? So there was some more stuff I wanted to talk about, so I'll be right back.